What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. And for today's gonna be part 2 for blue tongue skink morphs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed part 1. And if you guys did, today we're gonna talk about recessive and incomplete dominant traits of blue tongue skink. So stay tuned and keep watching, guys. Welcome back, Far Out Fam, and for today's episode we're going to talk about genetics of blue tongue skinks. They're Australian species. Let's not get confused because there is Indonesian, but this is just for Australian species because that's what I work with. And today we're going to talk about genetics, the morphs, either recessive or incomplete dominant. Those are the two that exist in the blue tongue skink world right now at the moment. There is 7 in total. This is going to be a pretty short video. It's because I don't really own much of them, and there's not much to talk about them because these are usually Australian species and they're really hard to find here in the US if you're able to find any. So yeah, let's get to it. There is 7, like I said, 6 of them which originated in Australia and 1 that originated here in the US. That was by Ray Gerge, which is Hypo Brisbane. Ray Gerge is the one that founded it, I believe, and then another person that I know is working with them is and the other person that's working with them is TC Houston over at Reptile Mountain. Those are only 2 people I know that have them. I know someone else here in California that also has a few of them. His name is Randy. But that's all I know about them. And there's going to be an image right here. And like I said, that's the only US that was found here in the US. That's a genetic gene that if you pair it up with a normal, it creates heads. You would have to put heads together, heads to a visual to create an actual visual out of it. I'll get more into that later if you guys don't know. But if you guys know ball pythons and stuff like that, it works the same thing as any other reptile, genetic wise. Alright, so the next 6 from Australia is the T positive and the T negative albinos. I have images right here. So let me get to the T positive. The T positive is basically lack of black, lack of melanin. It's pretty much an orange skink with some white yellows and some reds, with the red cherry eyes, like everyone knows albinos. Very gorgeous animals. Here it is again. And the next one's the T negative. T negative is basically the same. It's an albinism. It has a pink tongue. It doesn't really get rid of the eye. It doesn't really turn it red. It kind of keeps it the same. And also, if you see, it still has some black. It's just the lack of very bright black. It just dulls it down. And yeah, this is it right here. Like the next one is gonna be anery. If you guys know anery or axanthic, whatever you guys want to call it. If you see here, it's basically a black and white lizard or skink. It's very gorgeous. I really like it. And also the anery's axanthic skinks that make it different from snakes or other things is that its pupils are actually black, so they're pretty interesting, pretty cool. And the other one is that we don't have is reduced pattern, or what they call RP over in Australia. It was founded by Joe Ball. That one I do know, that was founded by Joe Ball, very top breeder up in Australia of these beautiful skinks. If you see right here, it is recessive. But no, actually it's an incomplete dominant. Basically meaning that it has a visual form. If it has 1 gene on it, you could tell that it carries a gene. And what that means is if you put 2 together, you will produce a super. Basically you produce a super version, which is an actual reduced pattern. The original is a reduced pattern, and the actual is a reduced pattern. I'll have both here. I'll put them right here, picture of regular, and then down here I'll put the actual super form of it. That's what you get when you put 2 together and get the chance. Just like ball pythons, if you guys know, like pastel, you put 2 pastels, you have a chance of producing the super pastels. Same works here with these with this genetics of this animal right here. And the other one that does that too is let me bring him out right now. Let me stop it, and then I'll bring him out. All right, guys. So like I said, the other one that has the same trait as the reduced pattern is the hypermelanistic. It has a visual head. The head's, I'll show it right here. It has a darker pigmentation more darker than a regular Eastern. These are Easterns. Right now, afterwards I'll explain which ones were Easterns and which ones were Northerns from all the ones I said. Right now, and this is the super version of it. This is what you get when you put two, but it's the recessive. They call them heads. The head hypers have a visual, and this is the actual. When you put two together, and you have a chance, you will get the super. These are very famous and very awesome animals. A pitch black animal. I love them. And this is our buddy right here, Night Fury. I'm pretty sure you guys know why we call him Night Fury, huh? You guys haven't watched How to Train Your Dragon? With the nice red bellies. Love this guy right here. Not sure what he is yet. I'm not sure if this one's a female or male. I have another one. I know that one for sure is a male. I bred him last year, but sadly, no babies. But yeah, this is a super form right here. Very sought after. Alright guys, the next one we're going to talk about, and I'll get them out right now, is the last one in our collection, and the 7th genetic that exists in blue-tongue skinks is white northern, and I'll bring them out right now. Alright guys, like I said, the last genetic that we're going to talk about today, and that I own in my own collection, is the white northern. White northern is also recessive, and white northern, like I'm saying, it is a northern. It is a recessive gene, the white northern, and here he is. This is Light Fury. You guys also How to Train Your Dragon. I'm a fan of that movie, so I have to name them after the dragons. And these are still young, so I am not 100% sure what they are yet. I won't find out till probably not this upcoming breeding season, which is like in February for us here in the US. They will start going under, usually I start putting information like in November, which is coming up pretty soon. Usually by Thanksgiving they go down. And then we start breeding like in February, mid-February, around that time for us here, Cali. But yeah, here he is again, recessive. With all these recessives, if I put this to a normal, I will produce only heads. Like ball pythons or any lizard, if you guys work with any other lizards. And when I put those heads together, if I put head to head, I'll have a 25% chance of producing an actual visual, 1 in 4. But if I put a head to a visual, I have a 50% chance of producing white northerns. And then when you put two whites together, you get 100% of the litter will be visual, just like this. And they are born white. Don't get these confused with the Turner whites that are already here, or what they call the white line here in the US. Those are line bred. Those are not born white, they're born regular, but as they age, they start turning white. Unlike these guys, they're born already like this. If you see my older videos, I'll link some videos so you guys can see when I first got them as babies. They were white. Sorry about that, my video got cut there. Don't know what happened, but alright, let's keep going. Like I said, white to white. Like I said, put two visuals together, 100% will be white. And alright, so there is also combination morphs that already exist that they have created. Let me put them away real quick. That they have created already in Australia. And basically combining morphs, two genetics, two traits together. And that is the first one I believe that was started was when they combined the originals. When they combined the originals, the hypermelanistic and the albinos, those were the first two that were discovered, I believe, in Australia early on. And when they mix those together, they created something called the lava. And I have an image right here. Lava, I really love that animal. If you see it right here, it's just absolutely just pure orange skink. Some have a little bit of white, but it's mainly yellow, bright, like a really orange yellow, gorgeous animal. I'm hoping. I know some people that have albinos here. I know like Randy has some, and I know someone else here in Cali. If I'm able to discuss some deals, I'll probably have some in my collection in the future, and hopefully to produce some lavas. I'm pretty sure you guys will love some of these, right? And all right, so the next thing, we do have the white and the black, right? So the hyper and the white will create something called the platinum. See right here, it will be an all silver animal. They're born silver. Basically, to produce these is 1 in 16th chance. Just go back to genetics. Any of these, basically, you put two together, two heads together, you have a 1 in 16 chance of producing actual visual platinum, lava, or any of these that I'm not talking about. And if you put a visual to a head, I believe it will be a 1 in 8 chance of producing an actual visual if you put a visual to a head. The next one will be white to anery or axanthic. That's called an alabaster. I have an image right here. It's an all white skink with black eyes. That's all it is, basically. And then there is something called sun glow, which is albino to white northern. I have a picture right here. It's basically an all white skink with a little bit of orange, yellow sometimes, and with the red eyes like an albino, pink tongue. And they look pretty cool too. Hopefully if I do end up getting an albino, I will be working with those projects, and give us a thumbs up on this video if you guys would love to see those animals. And keep supporting us, subscribe, and everything to help us with what we're planning to do. And also the next one will be hyper melanistic to an anery. You will get something called a blackout, which is basically, if you see here, it's an all black skink. Its belly, instead of being orange and red, it will be white and gray, basically like when they shed, but that's the permanent color. And their eyes will be completely black. So those are pretty cool. It's basically a jet black animal with a little bit silver belly. So yeah. And then the last one that we know of that is actually a triple recessive that is confirmed. There is more, but they have no names yet. And I'll talk about them maybe in the future once they're named. And that is something called the mercury, which is basically the alabaster, but all they did was add, all they added was hypermelanistic to it, and basically is all like actually it's a platinum, my bad, not an alabaster, platinum, and all they did was add anery to it. That's the same thing, but I always say alabaster. And basically, it's basically all like a copper, silver, like basically think of the platinum, but basically got rusted over. It looks more coppered. I have a picture right here. Or even some look really purple, but when they're born like rusty color, and they turn purple or like a very exaggerated brownish, purplish. They have different forms, but here's an image right here to give you guys a hint. But alright guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you get a like, subscribe, comment, and make sure you share us out. Help us get to 100 subscribers. We're almost there. We're about 20 away. We'll really gladly appreciate you guys, all your support. And also, I will be having merch available if you guys would like. This is my older merch. I do have our current logo merch, and I'll have it on our Instagram, so make sure you follow us on Instagram for our exotics, also our Facebook. Alright guys, hopefully you guys like this video, and like always, love you guys, and keep it for our guys.